Hello, everyone. Happy Sunday. I love you. Sending you a very big virtual hug wherever you are on the earth plane in this now moment. I want to share a message with you about the energies on the planet and what's the biggest lesson for you right now. So I was talking to a dear, dear friend today, Feel Good. If you don't know Feel Good, you go search Feel Good on Instagram. He's amazing. It's Feel Good Life. He's an angel. Anyway, he asked me, what's your biggest lesson right now? And I sat with that for a moment and I took a shower, and in the shower is where I receive a lot of information. And my guides said to me, they said two things to me when I was kind of contemplating his question. They said, humanity is saturated right now. So the energies feel like there's a pause almost. And what do they mean when they say the human is saturated? We've done a lot of work this year. Work meaning we have awakened into higher states of consciousness. We have released relationships. We have brought relationships in. We have cleared trauma. We have embodied more of our light. We have learned to be more compassionate and empathic to ourselves, more compassionate and empathic to others. We've learned how to stand firmer in our truths and in our knowingnesses. Stepping deeper into who we are and why we're here. I mean, losing jobs, getting new jobs. I mean, you name it, we've gone through the ringer. And right now, before we step into 2021, there is this massive saturation and pause for humanity. So if you're feeling that, like you've had enough, that's the energy right now on the planet. And it makes sense. And if you're also feeling this massive sort of pause, like nothing's happening, you're not receiving information or downloads really, it's very quiet, part of the energy right now on the planet. We're preparing for something big to come in 2021. So like, again, we're going up a roller coaster, okay? We've been going. We got to the top, we're saturated, and now we're about to go down. It's going to go fast. We're going to accelerate. So that's the first piece to this message. And the second piece is, what is the biggest lesson for you right now? So because we feel saturated, because we've had lesson after lesson after lesson, perhaps, we're done, right? But what is important to understand is that what is showing up for us, the lesson that is showing up right now, may be one of the most important in terms of navigating what's coming in 2021. And because we're saturated, we're tired of it. We don't really want to deal with it anymore. We've done a lot of work. We feel pretty good maybe, right? Or you're just like, I'm done. I don't want to deal with anything anymore. But what is in your now that is your biggest lesson right now? What's your biggest lesson? Because whatever that is the gift that's going to accelerate you through 2021. So without judging it, without attaching to it, without trying to figure it out or make sense of it, can you see what is in front of you? Can you see it? Can you talk about it to yourself? Can you digest it, unravel it, just see it? Because more likely than not, it's asking you to be different. It's asking you to be different. And whatever it is asking you to be different as, meaning what's the new behavior or thought or experience it's asking you to step into, that is what is going to carry you gracefully and easily through 2021, at least the beginning. And again, because we are saturated and exhausted and done, we're like, I don't want to look at another thing. And so a lot of humans aren't really understanding what's in front of them right now as the lesson. So what's the lesson for you right now? What is it? For me, it's about boundaries. Boundaries is huge for me right now. Giving, and giving so much that I feel depleted is a pattern I've had my whole life. And then I'm resentful to those that I depleted myself to, and it's not their fault. So what's the lesson for me right now is boundaries, asking for what I need, and only giving until I am at that saturated point where I don't want to give anymore, and then don't give until I fill my tank up. Why is that so important right now for me to see? Why was it so huge for Feel Good to ask that question? Because 2021 is going to be so quick, so fast, so accelerated. There's so much that we're going to be doing on a global scale and an individual scale, that if I continue to deplete myself by giving and giving and giving to my friends, to my family, to relationships, to whatever it is, then I'm not going to be able to show up in the way that I need to show up to serve and to be of service. So, what's the biggest lesson for you right now? And can you see it as the biggest gift? Because whatever it is, we left it to the end. We left this one to the end meaning the end of 2020. Why did we leave it to the end? Or maybe we've seen it all along, we've been ignoring it. Because it is this gift, this lesson, that is going to allow us to break free and soar through 2021. And if you don't have a lesson, awesome. You don't need a lesson. You don't need a lesson. So for those of you that are like, I don't have a lesson, I don't detach from the message. It's not a message for you. It's not a message for you. It's okay. We're not all experiencing the exact same thing, but there are many of us that are. I love you. Thank you for being here. Remember, there's a pause right now that we're in. So it's okay if you're feeling stagnant. It's okay if you're feeling like nothing's coming through, nothing's coming in. It's okay. Because we're about to go full force, 100 miles per hour in a really good way, in a really beautiful way. So be gentle with yourself. I love you. Wrap your arms around yourself today. You're doing it. And again, please don't beat yourself up if there's nothing in front of you. There's no lesson. It's okay if there's no lesson. It's okay. But for those of you that have a lesson that's in front of you, devour it. What's it showing you? Because that's how you're going to soar through 2021. I love you. And thank you, Feel Good. I love you so much.